been in that part of the government building before.
That's
so
really nice.
It is really nice.
I've presented there before.
They canceled my Thursday, so don't
It is 6 o'clock. Are we all ready to go?
that night. Yes. Or they only have a few.
Sure.
Let's do it, Jennifer.
There, I see you on. Jeff appears to be on, but maybe not quite with us. Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
So it is 6 o'clock and we are all here. We'll go ahead and call this meeting of Monticello School Board to order, and we can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag
of
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Now, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Ms. Candy, so moved. I don't know if it was an echo or if I actually heard somebody.
I think it's Melissa. She's very quiet.
Okay. She
So-
is really quiet. Yeah.
Motion made by Candy, seconded by Melissa. All those in favor by roll call. Melissa?
Aye.
Kathy?
Aye.
Jamie?
Aye.
Candy?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Jennifer? Aye. Motion passes 6-0. And I am not aware of any citizens' comments for the night. So then on to fiscal stability, and we've got the consent agenda. Board members, you would have received that information in your packets. If there's anything that you have questions on or anything that you want to address, we can do that now. Otherwise, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. This is Melissa.
Seconded. This is Kathy.
Motion made by Melissa, seconded by Kathy to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor by roll call. Kathy?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Jamie?
Aye.
Candy?
Aye.
Jennifer? Aye. Motion passes 6-0 to approve the consent agenda. Now we've got innovation and leadership, school board recognition. Mr. Olson.
Good evening. We are in the midst of a very special week right now that gives us the opportunity to recognize some very special people in this district. February 22nd through the 26th is School Board Appreciation Week, and I'm proud to recognize these 6 outstanding leaders of the Monticello School District. Being a board member has its great reward, from handing out diplomas on the graduation stage to making little decisions that deliver huge impact to students and families across a community. Board members often have the chance to shape not just the current state of our district, but the trajectory of our future. However, it is also often a thankless position. Board members toil away in corners of their house or office, poring over facts and figures in preparation for each board meeting. They make themselves available to community members, accepting criticism and suggestions in stride, all while putting the best interests of our students and staff at the forefront of everything they do. On behalf of the entire District 882 and this tight-knit Monticello community, please allow me to say a sincere and ever grateful thank you to each and every one of you. Your service is both admirable and amazing, and we appreciate everything that you do. Thank you so much, all 6 of you. I'm proud to work for you and work with you. We also have Bus Driver Recognition Week, and like to also give a statement about our awesome bus drivers, and know that we will be stopping by there this week with some donuts and coffee as well. So making sure they know how much we appreciate them. But I mean, how lucky are we getting to honor a special group of people tonight? Two groups in one night is pretty awesome. But this week is also Driver Appreciation Week in the state of Minnesota. We have had for many years now an absolute incredible group of drivers that deliver our kids safely to school in the morning and home in the afternoon. These bus drivers are the first and the last educator the majority of our students see before they come to school and when they get home on any given day. They are mediators, transporters, and timekeepers. They are also some of our school's community biggest supporters. In a non-pandemic world, we have many drivers that show up at school athletic events and activities to support the students they help transport every day. We are grateful to each and every one of you, as well as to our partners at Hoagland Transportation, for everything that you do to make each morning a little brighter and each afternoon a little more sunny. Thank you, bus drivers. So thanks for allowing me the time to recognize our school board members and our bus drivers across our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric. We appreciate receiving the kind words that you had to share about us. And we would certainly agree that the bus drivers are really important to our district as well. Moving on, we can do collaborative connections and our resolution for acceptance of gifts.
Yeah, we have two gifts to bring forward here today. Both gifts are going for the Monticello fishing team. So I've talked about this before, so I'll just mention the donors right now. But West Metro Buick GMC, $500, and Primo Pizza, $650. So the Monticello fishing team and their leaders will put these dollar amounts to good use as they continue to build this second year program.
Eric, when they give those amounts, is it just that it gets put in a fund for those students or for that team, and then they just decide how they want to use it, or kind of what do they do when they get it?
Sure. Well, the cool thing about it is all the people who donate money, they are on a uniform, so that their logo, kind of, if you watch professional fishing, the professional teams have their uniform. So that's the first thing. So it's kind of a win-win for those. It ends up being a little bit of advertisement, but then there are a lot of costs that are associated with the bait and the tackle and the fishing gear and all the other things that are needed for some of the students that don't have some of that stuff. And then obviously there's always the bait and things like that they need to as ongoing costs. So it's a little
and
bit.
Then do you know, is like when they go, other places, it's just a bus ride there typically, and then, you do it. But for these, I mean, they have to have a boat. They have to have an adult in the boat. There's only so many kids per boat. Is that all volunteers that supply their boats?
Yeah, there are a lot of, most of it is built on volunteers, and they call them boat captains. And so they fill out the necessary paperwork to become on a certified volunteer for our district. And then they're able to, be a captain and end up being a mentor for students who are on their particular boat for any given evening.
That's outstanding. That's amazing. Yeah. So this goes well and beyond that. There are so much more that a lot of these people do other than just the monetary. That goes into a lot of our clubs and things too. So that needs to be recognized along with this. This is amazing, the monetary amount too.
Yeah, and I know we had Community Ed do a short presentation last year at the end of the first year of its conception of the program. So we'll do that again this year to see how far they've come in one year.
Yeah.
Do you know how many students are involved?
Yeah.
There were a lot.
I want to say it's about 80.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, but I'll double check on that number. Okay. Okay.
So Eric must be a true fisherman because, you know, if it's about 6-inch fish, it's really a 12-inch fish.
Wow. I did not know that that was going to come into play, but yes, I've been known to tell a fish tale or two over the years.
Sorry, Eric, I just had to.
I think people are going to appreciate that humor, Candy. I love it. Well, this is an action item, so I'll turn it over
Do
to
we have
Joe.
somebody ready to read the resolution?
I will volunteer because I'm still in penance for reading the whole resolution wrong the first meeting.
Nice.
Therefore, be it resolved by the Monticello School Board Number 82 to gratefully accept the donations from West Metro Buick, GMC, $500 for the Monticello fishing team, and Primo Pizza, $650 for the Monticello fishing team. And thank you very much.
Second, this is Candy.
Resolution read perfectly by Kathy and seconded by Candy. All those in favor by roll call. Kathy,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Jamie,
Aye.
Candy,
Aye.
Jeff,
Aye.
and Jennifer. Aye. Resolution passes 6-0. And once again, we are very grateful to our community support. And now moving on, we have the Mr. Olson approve Eric Olson and Clay Sawatzke education identity and access management.
Yes, so it's important to continue to update our management system that is from the state of Minnesota with the acceptable users and the people who can have access to this site. So there are a lot of updates and programs that different leaders and directors have within this site. And there are two people who can manage the system, and that's myself and Clay, to make sure that we have attached all the business manager to the pieces of the program that she needs, and all the different principals have access in their own right. So there are a lot of components of this system, and this approval allows Clay Sawatzke and myself the right to manage those positions. So this is an action item.
Is there a resolution to be read, or is it just
Yes.
Says resolution. I'm not seeing necessarily if there's anything specific that needs to be read.
Is it the whole link? Is it this right here?
There's usually just a small part that you can read. Okay.
I'm not seeing one on here, but we do this every year, don't we? It used to be when we had Jill.
Right. I would think that just a motion to approve it is what we
I'm not
need,
seeing a
So moved.
because I don't see anything.
second.
So-
This is Candy.
Motion made by Jeff, seconded by Candy, to approve Eric Olson and Clay Sawatzke as the education identity and access management individuals. All those in favor by roll call. Candy,
Aye.
Jamie, Jeff,
Aye.
Kathy,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Jennifer. Aye. Motion passes 6-0. Now on to the concurrence, non-concurrence approval with Ms. Hanson.
Ms. Hanson, right at that X.
Professional.
So I'm sorry that my back is to you. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can see. Candy, well played with the fishing tail. Thank you. I appreciate the humor. One of the compliance pieces that we had as recipients of the newsletter.
I can't hear
I
her at
can't
all.
hear. I'm sorry.
Okay.
How about does she want this?
Here, can you hear me?
Not really.
Okay, just a second. Thank you for saying something right away.
Can you hear me now?
Not any better. I would actually just rather hear, I mean, that came out wrong. I do want to hear you, but if
Here,
that's a
sit
sacrifice
here.
of seeing, I would rather hear.
Yep, come on.
Could
come on
she
right
sit
over
right here or? Okay, I guess take Eric's.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Nope, I would rather hear me than see me as well. So I appreciate your honesty.
Oh, that did not come out. See, this is going to get plastered all over the internet.
It's okay. One of the compliance documents that we have as a district in regards to our American Indian Education Program, as I had shared a little bit at subcommittees last week, is a vote and resolution of concurrence or non-concurrence. Simply stated, in working with our American Indian Education Parent Committee, they have voted a vote of concurrence stating that the Monticello School District is working to meet the needs of our American Indian students. So I'm simply presenting that vote and resolution to you tonight for acceptance of the school board. If you choose to accept that vote and resolution, then Clay will reach out to Jennifer for a signature that I need by the end of this week. So I'm simply presenting to you the vote and resolution of concurrence by our American Indian Parent Advisory Committee. It's a compliance document that we have to have every year.
Thank you. So moved that we accept.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Kathy, seconded by Melissa to accept the vote of concurrence as presented. All those in favor by roll call. Kathy,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Jamie,
Aye.
Candy,
And I just wanted to tell Lori, thank you for presenting at our meetings too. That was great information that you gave. So thank you, Lori.
You're welcome. I appreciate it.
Jeff,
Aye.
Jennifer, I. Motion passes 6-0.
And then Clay will be reaching out to you. Thank you. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Hanson.
Now we have the calendar update.
All right. Nope, doesn't work. All right. So looking at the calendar, all of our parents should have received communication from Mr. Sawatzke and myself from last Thursday. The communication was getting us prepared for our next 4 weeks of school. And when we looked at this calendar and how our adopted calendar was set up, we realized that we are in a stretch of time that has a lot of 4-day weeks. And so we really wanted to use those 4-day weeks to provide some consistency for our students while we're coming back in person. We also wanted to have a slower transition. And so what we'd like to do is we'd like to change the calendar so it meets the needs of coming back in person, but also having a slow transition during this stretch of calendar time that already has a lot of 4-day weeks. So what I am proposing is that the first item is an item that we change, and really we don't have to change March 15th on the adopted calendar. We really have to ask MDE for our planning day that the governor wants us to take every time we transition between learning models. So March 15th is the first change that our parents would feel, and that day is going to be a planning day for our secondary teachers. And so that means that our secondary students would have a no school day on March 15th. So that's the first change to our previously adopted calendar. The next change is on April 1st. March 26th is our next change. March 26th is a date that we are proposing to have a Distance Learning Day. And that is going to be a day that our educators are going to use to make connections with our virtual learners, for our students to kind of catch a breath. When you transition back to anything, one of the things that you're trying to do is trying to build stamina and trying to make sure that that we take care of all the needs through stressful times of a school year. So while we're coming back, there could be some anxieties for some people. And so we're trying to be mindful of those anxieties and plan ahead for them. So I propose that March 26th is a date that we will add as a distance learning day. And then the next change would be April 1st. April 1st, in order to continue that 4-day work week or 4-day week for students, instead of having a staff development day on that day, it was previously, it had been a staff development day at one point, and then it was a distance learning day. And we would like to make this a full in-person day. That way we get 4 days in that week. And so this stretch of time takes us all the way through April 9th, where we'll be in a 4-day school week for our students. And then as we compile data through that time and seeing how students are doing, I have meetings with several students over the next few weeks, and I will ask our principals to do the same. But we'll be asking kids, asking teachers how they're doing, how has this transition been going as we come back to full in-person. And then we will announce as soon as possible. I know as a school board, you've always wanted us to make decisions and give parents heads up as soon as we can. Well, we feel good about this next 4-week stretch. We have spring break, and then we have these changed weeks in there to develop this 4-day of school pattern, which we feel will be a good transition period for our students. So those are those are the calendar changes that I would like to make here tonight. Any questions?
Eric, that March 26th date, is that distance learning only for secondary?
March 26th day is distance learning only for secondary. Thank you. Yes.
And then it just doesn't show anything on the calendar that's pulled up right now.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, but this doesn't appear to be, I have my glasses on, but I can't see that far. I don't think that's the right calendar, but the one that you should have received was the right one. So that's
the same one.
Okay.
It's the same one. March 26th is not got any color associated
Okay.
with it.
I think it's only that is the one that's not.
Okay. That color is the new color, right? It should be a purple. Nope.
We have quite the
I'm sorry.
rainbow going.
It should be, the 26th should be yellow.
But that would be the whole district.
Oh, whoops, no.
Yellow is district-wide. If it's only secondary, you might need a new color.
It should be purple. Well, no, we actually do need a new color.
Yep,
You
we need a new color. Maybe we ran out of colors.
You need a new crayon box.
I will say from the communication that went out last weekend, I think I ended up getting up to about 6 pieces of communication from families asking questions and clarifications. But I think for the most part, parents were understanding what the changes were made. But we will, like I said in the communication, we will update this calendar, and we're going to post this calendar for our families on the website and get this out to them this week. So this calendar will include the right color on that 26th day.
Any other questions?
Eric, I don't remember if you said when you started, just when you explained the calendar, but if in planning these days, we've gotten input from what I was understanding in the planning part of it from administration and from the teachers and other stakeholders in this. So it just so that we're clear that it wasn't just 1 or 2 people deciding on these changes, many people were involved in making these changes.
Yeah, and for sure, and this plan was part of our December 23rd plan that we presented to the regional COVID team, which included members from MDH and MDE. So much of this plan was communicated, especially the date of when we would come back to full in-person on the week of March 15th. So that was communicated to, like I said, the regional COVID team back in December. So we had planned for this slow type of dial-up for a long time, and we were commended, and I think we talked about this at a previous board meeting, but we were commended for the way that we did dial up slow and methodical in a way to hopefully be able to help us staff all of our buildings. So right now, our COVID numbers are not, I think they're going down, and we've seen a significant drop. And so that part is a very comforting part. I think the part that's still hard for us is that the whole state and nation are spread out so much with their staff as far as substitutes being pulled many different directions. People who used to be substitutes and just wanted to sub for a few days a year, or you were trying to attract those people. We've all been trying to have our own 60-day subs so that we have more of a full-time substitute rather than just somebody who waits every day. So we've done what we could to attract people all year long. So have other districts, including raising our sub rate. So everybody's tried to do that throughout the year to prepare for times like this. And times like this, I know that last week we had 2 days as more schools are coming back, and we are amongst those people who are have been in-person hybrid, I should say, in-person hybrid, which means we're back and face with our students a couple days a week at the secondary, and then we are in person, full-time with our elementary. That's the same as many districts touching our borders, and so we're all competing for many of the same substitute teachers, which can pose trouble. Last week we had 2 days where our high school had very big challenges staffing their building. So we did make a plea out to our families, and so hopefully, I know I've had at least one family member, one parent say, "Hey, I have my degree, can I sub?" So I walked her through how to do that. So we're hoping that many more people take that opportunity as a call for them to help serve our school district.
And right now at this time, do you need a teaching degree to sub?
No, any four-year degree, and then following some directions that we sent out through the HR department, you'll be able to connect to a short call substitute license with that four-year degree. Thank you. Great question.
Any other questions related to the calendar? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved. This is Melissa.
Seconded, this is Kathy.
Motion made by Melissa, seconded by Kathy to approve the updated 2020-2021 calendar. All those in favor by roll call. Kathy?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
Candy?
Aye.
Jamie?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Jennifer? Aye. Motion passes 6-0. Now on to the 2021 site improvement bid approval with Tina. A little better, but not really.
I'll try not to touch anything. So in our 10-year plan, we have some paving projects that were in there. Our Eastview bus parking lot and our paving asphalt Pinewoods playground, and then some seal coating at the high school at the student parking lot side. And then just for newer board members, I just put some information there about the bid process. Any major projects that are over 175,000 have to go out in a sealed bid process. And in this process, we have to put in our paper for 2 weeks an advertisement for bids. And so we had that on February 4th and 11th. We opened the bids on February 18th at 2 p.m. and we had a lot of interest. We received 10 bids. And with that statute, we have to accept the lowest responsible bidder unless sounds like I'm saying bidder, unless an appropriate reason was documented. And we actually used Mid-Minnesota Hot Mix last year with our extended baseball stadium parking that we had at the high school and our bus loop at Pinewood. So we had no concerns noted with BCI, who helps manage our projects. So I had the bid results in the packet. The base bid includes Eastview's parking lot cost. Alternate 1 was the playground pavement at Pinewood. Alternate number 2 was just to help me get a cost of extending some pavement at Pinewood, because technically when you're adding, that has to be capital, it can't be LTFM funds. Alternate 3 was the student parking lot seal coating at the high school. Alternate 4 was the staff side of the parking lot at the high school. And then alternate number 5 was to remove, if we didn't want to do it, this curb that's on the back side of the Pinewood playground. But in the end, base bid, alternate 1 and alternate 3 were within our 10-year plan budget. So I am recommending the board to award the base bid, alternate 1 and alternate 3 for a grand total of $400,985 to Mid-Minnesota Hot Mix Incorporated for the 21 site improvements. Any
Thank you,
questions?
Tina. Any
So there
questions?
is no resolution or anything, this one?
Nope, just make a motion on what I bolded on the cover.
Motion to approve as presented by Tina Burkholder
Or that
on
works too.
the bid for Mid-Minnesota Hot Mix for the 2021 improvements.
Second, this is Melissa.
Motion made by Candy, seconded by Melissa to approve Tina's recommendations. All those in favor by roll call. Melissa,
Aye.
Kathy,
Aye.
Candy,
Aye.
Jamie. Aye. Jeff.
Aye.
And Jennifer. Aye. Motion passes 6-0. Thank you, Tina. And now we've got our first reading of policies with Mr. Olson.
Yeah, thank you. As you can see, the policies are abundant. So we have a lot of policies that we're bringing forward. What I'd like to do is just let you know that the school district subcommittee policy has done their due diligence to work hard through two, I think these are a conglomeration of the last 2 to 3 meetings now. And we want to bring these forward all at once. We don't normally bring this many forward, but because it's important not to get behind after you review them, so that as board members, that we can keep these front and center in our own minds. I do think it's important to bring these forward so that we can continue on with the great work of policy. So I'm going to just do like a brief overview of letting you know that I think it's really important for the school board to do their due diligence like you normally do, and to keep that at front and center as we bring these policies forward from first to second reading. So I'm bringing you forward them first reading today. I am not going to go into each one. I think that would be redundant from what the policy committee did. So I would like, hopefully you had time over the weekend to look at them, or you have looked at them since we've been bringing them forward to subcommittee. And I guess the only one that had significant changes or that required a subcommittee was the policy 810 radiological emergency plan. And this one, there was some subcommittee work done to it. So the big change of this one that I would like to highlight and pause on is that participation is planned for all pre-K through grade 12 students and staff. Only those students whose parents have signed for a child to opt out will be excluded from participation. And this is a change for us, but we feel as a subcommittee and our school nurses and a school board member, Kathy, and HR really believe that it's imperative that when you're making a decision like this, that the default has to be that we are offering this to students. And so now we have an opt-out type of response to it. So, and the wording definitely indicates this. So that's the big change that I'd like to bring forward. Otherwise, I would like to bring policy 614, policy 618, 601, 620, 701, 810, 208, 401, 402, 405, 407, and 409, all forward to second reading at the first meeting in March.
So moved.
No need for a motion tonight. That's just Eric's first reading, so board members take a look at all of that, and then we'll do the motion to approve them in March. If you have any questions, please reach out to Eric or one of the policy committee members. And now I think we can have a motion to adjourn our meeting for the night.
So moved. This is Melissa.
Second.
Motion made by Melissa, seconded by Candy. All those in favor by roll call. Candy?
Aye.
Jamie? Aye. Jeff?
Aye.
Melissa?
Aye.
Kathy?
Aye.
Jennifer? Aye. Motion to adjourn passes 6-0. We can adjourn at 6:37, and then we will reconvene for our work session. Should we say 6:45?
That sounds good. And everybody has their Google link